long-term effects of it. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah. Just woke up. I ain't feeling your side.
I'm going to work. It says the moment, this BBC News posted this. It says the moment a speeding police officer traveling at 80 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone was pulled over by another officer.
For?
What
does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton, and they see your driver's license.
No.
Okay. 10-4, I got a city Orlando PD taking off from a traffic stop. It's going to be X-Ray Foxtrot 6207, XF 6207. The guy that copy down that bumper. Pull over. You going to pull over?
Please say a command.
Pull over. 3113 to 313.
What?
Do you,
I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, where are you going?
What does it look like I am dressed for? What does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton, and they see your driver's license.
No.
Okay. 10-4, I got a city Orlando PD taking off from a traffic stop.
So this was in Florida. So this is a police officer holding another police officer accountable for the law. What do y'all think about this?
I mean, I think that's something that probably should happen way more. This, I don't know how, like this thing getting filmed and getting produced all across the country. I'm not really sure how that's, I don't know. I got to think more about that one. But I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, everybody needs to be held accountable to some extent, regardless of what your job is or what level of, like we're all supposed to be equal under the law. Just because you got more money and you can pay a lawyer to get you through this, that, and the third doesn't make you, shouldn't make you above the law. So
I'm all for this. I'm glad it's being shown. I mean, it's not American, but I don't know. They seem to be talking without English accents, but it's a BBC video.
But it's in Florida.
Oh yeah, it's Florida cops, BBC. Okay, so yeah, I'm all for this kind of police work. I'm all for the guy getting a ticket. I'm all for the guy maybe even getting taken off of car duty because he shows he's always been responsible. Even the cat doesn't like it.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I automatically assumed that it was in another country because I couldn't believe it happening here in the United States.
I mean, I've seen stories like this before, but like I said, we don't, it doesn't happen really enough. And like, I mean, there's different situations where they should, speak up. Okay, yeah, we're speaking up about them speeding. Okay, what about beating somebody to a pulp or mishandling or an arrest where somebody can don't have to be injured because of somebody having a bad day or like why is like I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that we have something like this, but a speeding ticket is not going to change nothing one way or another.
But it's a start. It's not all like that. It's starting to hold them accountable for stupid things like this.
I get it. I agree.
In the way that guy acts, he's not one of those guys that's going to go too far.
Yes, and that's what I was about to say.
He's not going to be a bully and use his position as a bully.
It starts somewhere.
These guys before he hurts somebody.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm with y'all. I totally agree on that. And I'm just saying, like, we really need to see it go surpass this because I mean, this is a good look, but at the same time, I mean, it looks even better when you're on some real, humanitarian as a cop, regardless of whatever kind of club is going on in your city.
Well, imagine how much balls that he had to that he had to have to do this, because you know that the rest of the people in the precinct are going to be like, bro, you know, he's one of us. What are you doing? Like, you know. So he had to be
blue line.
Yeah, so he had to be, you know, really standing on his principles to do this, even though it's just a traffic stop. You know, this is a big deal. You know, holding one of his own accountable, because he's gonna guarantee. I guarantee he's gonna be ostracized.
If a violent situation, a dangerous situation happens, you know, hey, you put me on blast, so I may not have your back when someone's trying to blast you.
Right. And then other people in the department too.
What's right now is the fear.
Yeah. Let me read a couple comments because these are good. This one, it says, a real police officer doing his job by the book, illustrating perfectly that another police officer is abusing his job and putting civilians in unnecessary danger because he was probably late. And, you know, my mom had an accident. I mentioned this before, but she got T-boned by a police officer who, I don't know what was the situation, but he ran the light. And, you know, he had his lights on. He ran the light. He T-boned my mom, totaled her car. They went through all kinds of hell to try to get the car paid for and stuff. She had to go to therapy behind it. You know, she got physically hurt, you know. So it is dangerous, and you are putting other people, you know, in harm's way when you're recklessly driving, whether you're a cop or not. Let me read another comment. It says, it takes courage to do this. What a great cop. Another comment, it says, in case you're wondering, the speeding officer was later arrested and charged with a number of offenses, including reckless driving. So he got arrested for this.
Yeah, because he also pulled that, he went around that one car on a double yellow line too, so. Tell him about it.
Let me read another comment. It says, so that's one man in Florida who knows how to protect the public. Bam on the charges. The speeding officer was later arrested and charged with a number of offenses, including reckless driving. That's like the same comment that was right above it. I hate it when people do that.
Sometimes when you're doing it from your phone, you'll double post. I've noticed that on a lot of them. And I've noticed a friend of mine that had a phone that every time you post it on my Facebook page, it would double post.
I like to make an announcement, because I do want everybody to like and share and support the show. Thank y'all for showing up and showing out so far with the show. I'm getting out of here for the moment. For now, I'll be back tomorrow night, but definitely want those that can to support, you know, put a few dollars in the Cash App and continue watching, whether it's live or on repeat. But support, give the like, subscribe, share with somebody that you think will benefit from the show. Doc and Chaka, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. You know, we need to talk anyway. Doc, maybe I'll give you a call during the day so I can kind of see where you're at, because I plan to be in town. I want us to try to meet up if we can.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Get you some rest.
Most
Sounds
definitely.
good, man.
All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.
All right.
Peace. Be safe, brother.
Let me read another comment. This one, it says, I think it's difficult for police departments to find enough people willing and interested in doing police work for the low pay they earn. Because of that, a person like this with low intelligence and high ego and potentially low self-esteem and high internal fantasy of importance is all they can find. Often this type of person is quickly promoted and indoctrinates newer officers coming in that this behavior is the norm. and often you do not emulate your boss's shitty behavior and support their God complexes, they will not support you back and you'll be pushed out. Being fired from one department does not mean you are done policing, but rather you can move to another state and get quickly hired by a different department for your much needed previous experience. You can find a new department that does not care you were fired for speeding and find a new boss who is just like you. You can literally be a high school dropout and a complete sociopath bully who everyone shunned throughout school and become an officer and get your revenge on society. A lot of these guys come out of the military with major psychological problems too. When you encounter police, do not challenge them to protect your rights. Absolutely treat them like gods who can take your life in an instant. Unfortunately, that is the type you're potentially dealing with. If you want to meet a nice person truly interested in protect and serve, go to a fire department. Another comment, it says, the epitome of entitlement, respect to the officer who pulled the speeding cop over. Another comment says, there are good cops and bad cops. The police unions have to stop protecting bad cops.
Yeah, we've talked about that too.
Another comment, it says, right, cops always had some weird code to never snitch on each other, which has allowed and enabled bad cops to fester and grow in a community and not truly help people. I'm glad he was arrested. Keep snitching on each other, policemen and women. Everyone should be held accountable for their actions when it comes to what's right, period. Yeah, so the argument about people say there's no good cops because the good cops should be arresting the bad cops. And if they're not, then they're not a good cop. So, but here's an example of a good cop, clearly. So there are good cops.
Looks like we got us another hit. Yep.
The school lunch programs.